Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, B? What's going on, brother?
My man, Friday back with Pooh. What's better? What's better than this, baby? Let's go.
Man, it's a lot going on. Was at City of Mines last weekend, and some
Love
great
it.
games, man. Some great games, man.
Yeah, some great
Uh,
games coming up, right? I
It's a
mean,
lot of preseason stuff going on, bro.
I know. Very true, especially in these last 10 days, kind of a lot of stuff. But like you said, City is mine. And I know the bracket just came out for the next round. What do you think of the City is mine stuff?
I thought it was really competitive, man. Like these
Yeah,
games are really competitive. There are no blowouts. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like these teams are competing to the end. Um, so I definitely appreciated the games, man. Um,
Yeah, I try and wait a little bit and go towards the later ones, but it's really well set up. It's a fantastic event. They're doing a good job with it. They promote it really well. There's tons of people there, right? The crowd was pretty good, right, at the game.
I
Good
walked in
environment.
late. I walked in late in the Holy Cross Achievement First game. I looked at the score. I was like, "What did I miss? I got there so late, bro. I was so
Yeah.
mad, man. Great game,
Ah,
man. Great game. Great game." And then me and Five was there, so I called all three games after that. It was a lot. I miss my boy, man. I miss my boy being there, man, on my side, man. But I held it down, man. I held it down, man.
that's my boy. That's my guy, man.
No doubt, man. No doubt. So let's get this thing started, man, so we can bring on our first guest. All right.
Let's get it rolling.
No doubt. High School Basketball Weekly, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome, welcome, welcome to High School Basketball Weekly. I'm your host, Glenn Poole Harding, here with my co-host.
Brian Reichert.
Yes, joining us tonight on High School Basketball Weekly, and our seventh installment of the Coach's Corner.
Wow.
Yo, we've been having a lot of amazing coaches up here, man.
Listen, man, we got a lot of X's and O's going on, and the coaches have been so good. We had to keep it rolling, and we got two awesome ones tonight, man. I can't wait.
That's right. We have two special guests. Our first guest is the city championship coach, right? From Achievement First, a newly built school that only has been around since 2013. Around the time our next guest won their thousandth city championship, right?
That's right. That's
It's
right.
crazy the two extremes that we have here tonight.
Yeah.
But they have made tremendous strides as one of the city's most competitive programs. So please welcome to the show, Achievement First head coach, and I think principal. That's crazy. We have two tonight. Two head coaches, two principals in the same school. You couldn't make this up, man. You can't make this up. My God, Trevon Hamlet, man. Welcome to the show, brother. Welcome to the show. Yo, I don't even think I planned it like that, bro. It just worked out like that. This is the first time ever. We have two head coaches and two principals on at the same time. It's crazy.
My assistant coach is the principal, but it was close. It was close.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Shout out.
I was trying to hype it up, Coach. Come on, I'll try to hype it up.
Maybe one day. But shout out to Coach James, man. Yeah, he's a principal, man.
No doubt. Salute to Coach James. That's right. That's right. Look, yo, Leaky Smooth. I agree, man. I agree. The energy of the preseason has been very different. I don't remember it like this last season. Would you agree? No, each year is getting better and better because guys is pulling out preseason tournaments all around the city. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Almost every borough you have a preseason some kind of preseason stuff going on, man.
Hmm.
Yes.
yeah.
Coach, I was talking to Coach Sean Mark, and he was
Smoke,
bragging about
smoke.
you, man. He was bragging about you, man. He's
Yeah.
so proud of you, man, and what you
Yeah.
was doing. He was like, "Yo, this is one of the top coaches in the city I had training as a youngster, man. Like doing it early." I was
That's
like, "Yo,
right.
Yeah.
serious?" He was like, "Yo,
Man.
I just want to give Smoke a lot of love." What does Smoke mean to you in your development as a player now as a coach?
That's the OG. I'm gonna be honest. He was one of the first coaches that told me that I could be a guard at my size. He also told me that I could make it to the NBA. That didn't happen. But
He believes
just
in
gave
you.
me that, yeah, he just gave me that confidence in my game
Yeah,
to believe I was that good. And just to also believe that I'm not limited to one role at my size. And then to see what he did throughout building like middle school program, his middle school Brooklyn Ballers and the neat like he came a long way, man. And then all these city championships and the amount of Division 1 players he's brought into this city. He's a legend, man. So like I always appreciated Smoke. And he's still doing his thing. He's building up these young 6th through 8th grade kids. And he's a legend. He definitely impacted me and motivated me with like coaching and seeing what he's done throughout the years.
Yeah, we joined forces, baby. TDJ Elite, right? Brooklyn
Hmm.
Ballers. Man, we,
Hmm.
we got some things popping up, man. So salute to my guy,
That's a
Coach Sean
fact.
Mark.
Hmm.
I love that, man. Yeah, and I mean, what a mentor to have. A guy who's really shown the way and shows what's like you said, shows kids what's possible and gets them to believe in themselves. But coach, last year was last year. You guys did a fantastic job. We've talked
Hmm.
about it before. But
Right.
now fast forward to this offseason. You guys still are one of the hot names, one of the programs a lot of people are talking about. The transfer portal has hit New York City hard. Pooh and I talk about it all the time. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on it, coach? And do you think it's good for the PSAL?
Oh man, I got a few thoughts.
Yeah, of
Um, I mean, a lot of coaches were trying to get my kids this year, so I had to deal with that.
course.
Yeah, I had to deal with that the whole summer.
Yeah,
It is what it is. I
I
think
know.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah, everybody knows. But I think that's a sign of respect to see our kids get that attention for where other coaches want them from where they started from, because they were kids that nobody knew four,
Yeah.
3, 4 years ago, and we developed them and got them to this point. So I think that's a sign of respect and what we do. But as far as what I think, I'm like, I'm iffy about it because as far as like later on in life with like colleges, you go into your first year as a freshman and it's not going your way or you're not playing as much as you should or whatever the case may be, you can't really jump ship. That's not really how life works. Like that's what builds your adversity. That's what gets you where you need to be. And a lot of times in these moments, these kids might come off the bench or they might not get as much shots in whatever program they're at. And all of a sudden it's like, hey, come in my program, you can do this, that, and third. And they're not even gonna stay loyal to the people that's, been there or whatever the case may be. Or like see how it goes the following year, especially if you're a younger kid, ninth, 10th grade. So I came from a program in 10th grade, I didn't even get to start. I was a sixth man, sixth, seventh man. And we had about five, we had two All-Americans. We had
Yeah.
about we had about four Division 1 players. We had about three Division 2 players, and none of us left. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
different era, but it built all of us, and all of us were successful in college. But it's a different time. Um, I mean, it makes things more competitive. I guess it makes things more interesting. But I just look at it as like, let's just think about the college aspect of it, and like, how it goes. Like these college, it ain't always gonna go your way. And sometimes you do got to make a change. But sometimes you also gotta go through the adversity of it. But this is the new times, and as coaches, this is something we gotta adjust to, and we gotta keep coaching the kids the way we gotta coach them, and can't be scared to say like, oh, if we coach them to this level and hold them accountable, they're gonna leave. It is
Yeah.
what it is. Like if it ain't meant to be, it's meant to be. God bless them in their next journey, and your standard is your standard. But it is what it is. You guys just get with the times, and I just hope in the long run it helps them out, or but college is college, man. Like you can't swindle a college coach. You could go to 4 or 5 schools, and then you out of school your third year and you don't go to school.
Yeah.
But I wish them all the best with whatever they decide.
Yeah, nobody talks about the kid who kind of transfers and disappears. So, you know, but
Yeah,
again, I'm always for a kid being happy at wherever he goes. So
right.
that's just another part of the evolution of the game, right?
Mhm.
When did you start coaching at AF?
This is about to be my fourth year. I started 3 years ago. The year that I started, excuse me, the year that I started, we just moved up to the 3A. And yeah, that was the year Transit Tech won. That was the year Lawn Tech had like, a big year. They had a good
Hmm.
team. So yeah, 3 years ago.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Look, and the question, the next question is, if you guys wanted to get this year, will you guys be moving to the 4A?
I don't control that. I mean, the PSCL controls that. But I say all the time, like, I know everybody say we don't duck smoke. Everybody got that line for their team, but I mean, we've been playing in Brevoort the last 2 years. We played in Zone 6 the last 2 years. We play in Dean Street every year. Our non-league, we're playing the Catholic schools. We're trying to play the 4A schools. It is what it is. Like, if they decide to move us up, what we gonna do? Say no? You know what I'm saying? Like that's a great look for our program, regardless. It's coming from where we came from 3 years ago. Nobody knew what achievement first was as far as basketball. They just thought it just a school in general. Like so now it's like, what's the name of this? Like what charter school is this? And then year by year we built it up. So it'll be a great look if they move us up. I know it's not a 1, 2, 3 process, but it is what it is. We're not gonna sit here and be like, no, 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 we're staying 3A and blah blah blah. Like if they decide to do that, that's great. That's a great look for our program. That's always the goal. Like we always want the challenges. We're always gonna be around and playing whoever we gotta play, and the futures will predict that.
Yeah.
You had such an exciting roster last year, and I know a lot of kids are, returning. And like you said, there was a lot of pressure over the offseason for you and those guys to kind
Hmm.
of stay here in the school. Um, do you have any kids that have come into your school? Because tons of kids I know really like what your program are doing. I know some
Right.
parents like what you're doing. It's definitely a school, like I said, that's been trending up. A lot of people have been talking about you guys. So I wanted to know if you had any new guys, and also talk about maybe what you've been focusing on with the kids, kind of either in the late summer, the preseason, to kind of get them ready for the season.
Well, we lost a lot of our team. Um,
Yeah, five
we
seniors right last year, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we lost a lot of our team, but then we also brought back a lot of our young talent that
yeah,
also played. Jaleel, he's been with me since freshman year. He's now a senior. He's coming back. He was hurt the whole summer, so he ain't even played this whole summer, and he's been starting the last 2, 3 years.
yeah,
Tyler, everybody knows Tyler and Javion. They're back. Mario Romaine, he had his last game in Brevoort, he had 40. Well, I say he had 40. I was just be saying he had 40. He had like 33. But
Listen,
he's here. He's back. And then we had a transfer, Tay Anderson, that a lot of people's starting to see, Tavion. And as
yeah, my
far as
guy
like
Tate. Yeah,
yeah,
he's good.
Tater.
He's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's tough. We working with him still though, because he it's new to him. A
yeah.
lot of things is new to him, and it's like it was a big adjustment that he's going through the process right now. But as far as like kids, like yeah, they staying out there. There's kids that like just want to be around with, you know how it goes, like social
Mhm.
media and like, whoever's hot is hot. Everybody's trying to get in. Our school is not a one, two, three process getting to the school. So, we throughout the years we missed out on a lot of kids because we're a charter school and it's like a different process compared to the DOE schools. A lot that a lot of people don't know, but we don't complain about it. It is what it is. So we do miss out on a lot of kids and transfers, but it is what it is. But it's great that a lot of kids want to be a part of our program
Mm.
from where we started. Like I always say, where we started from 3 years ago, where nobody really saw the vision except us. And we're going onward, and hopefully we will be able to get kids in the way other schools are. But it's great to have. And as far as like what we've been working on this summer, just getting that mentality that's a new season. Um, you know, they kind of drunk off the championship.
Yeah.
They was drunk off the championship. As you know, it happens.
Which happens
Like
100%, coach. So a
yeah,
lot of kids and young teams, a lot of young players.
yeah, even the kids that didn't even win last year, that's on. Like I'm like, you wasn't on the team last year. You're like, what's happening? Like you ain't even win yet. But and that's a challenge for me to like get them mentally ready. And it's a different season. It's not the same season. A lot of people didn't know that we was just gonna make that big jump last year. We knew it ahead
Yeah,
of time, but others didn't know it. So now everybody knows who we are, and like when we play, a lot of people are coming at us at a high level.
for
So
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I know wherever I go, I'm always pumping you guys program because I see the work that you guys do
Hmm.
throughout the year and for the summer, especially playing the Brevoort.
Hmm.
Um, I want to go back right when we talk
Hmm.
about the process of getting into your school because you know you guys have not only one of the best programs in the city, but arguably one of the best gyms in the whole city, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and that's a great draw to fill up that gym the way you guys uh do over the years. Coach, with me, I showed up to that Westerhouse game and it
Oh
was
man,
packed. Like it
both
was
sides.
It
Yeah,
was
just like
hard
a
to find
whole
a parking spot, man.
yo, it was
yeah,
crazy there,
yeah.
and I think a lot of times, people, bypass those games. You don't understand how good the basketball is on a 3A level.
Hmm.
Talk about the competition level that you guys might be, facing this year and the
Hmm.
competitiveness of the 3A.
Well, yeah, that was senior night. That was insane. That was like our most packed game. Both sides. Western House, shout out to Western House. They are a very competitive program. Coach Kelly's been there a long time. He was there.
Coach Kelly. Yep.
Yeah, he was coaching there when I was playing. And very competitive coaches. Very competitive coach. As far as the 3A level, like you guys see transit twice a year. Lawn Tech, you guys see Weston House on the Brooklyn side. So it's very competitive. I remember my first year, we played Transit there like opening night, and I was like, "Yo, what is this? Like, this is crazy. We lost by 50." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This is a like." And this is the year they won, but it was like I was like, "Yeah, we got a lot of work to do." And
Ashton Reynolds, right? They had, yeah.
Yes, and that
Woo,
year they lost
I
to
like
Jeff.
that.
They lost to Jeff by like 10. They were
Hmm.
they were tough that year. Shout out to their coach. He definitely motivated us because he was
Coach
talking
Hafford,
crazy.
yep.
Yeah, yeah, he was talking crazy. I was like, who is this guy? But he was talking. I'm a competitive guy, man. I play basketball, so like when the game starts, it is what it is. Like so, we locked in. And he just had that energy, like, and his players had that same energy, and they competed very well versus the 4A schools. I feel like they played South Shore that year, and they competed. I was like, yeah, this is where we got to get to. Like that was the standard at the time. Seeing them at a high level, and then watching Lawrence Tech, and then watching Epic South, and Coach Mike Beckles the last 2 years, and Murray Bertram, Eddie Lau.
Hey,
Great
can't
pro.
forget Eric Kennedy said Bedford Academy, raw
Oh
fella,
yeah, yeah,
been there
yeah,
for
yeah,
years.
for sure, for sure. Shout out to him. They definitely my first year, they gave us the belt. Yeah, so we took our whoopings and like took it in the chin, and we was like, yeah, this is motivation, and yeah, he definitely produces great student athletes every year. So it's definitely competitive, and graphics, of course. We lost the graphics our first
Great, yeah,
year.
yeah,
Great coach, great program, and they like they was in the borough championship this year. They had
yeah,
TMA. It was very close to winning that game. So like we like the 3A is very competitive. It's a lot of like underdog teams that people don't know about. And it's exciting every day. I see Eagle Harlem looks very solid this year. Look like they on the
yeah,
rise. So like it's not every day is not a cakewalk. Don't get it twisted. There's some days where it's like you see the score and we win by 30 or 40, but like there's also some days where like if you look at our playoffs, like once we got to Elite Eight, every game was a dogfight.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I think that the 3A has a lot of depth that people don't know, and I think this league especially has a ton of star power. And we've mentioned it before, like you said, everybody knows them. Talk about the development. Like we said from the beginning, Coach, we've been on the same page. We're talking about next season. Talk about the development and the expectations that you have for Tyler coming up this season as your point guard, and this year especially one of your leaders.
I tell him all the time, all eyes is always on him when he
Yeah.
steps on the court. Every little detail. I get text messages for everything. If they had like that like TAF league stuff and like I wasn't showing up and everybody was texting me out the blue like, yo, just make sure he's doing this, make sure he's that. I'm just like 2 years ago, nobody even knew this kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, yo, this is crazy, and which is great for him. So I tell him all the time, like everybody's always watching. The little things matter. Your mannerisms matter.
yeah,
Show every how you show up matters. How when things ain't going your way, people are watching all the little things. Coaches is always watching all the little things when it's not going your way, when the ball's not going through the basket. Like how are you supporting your teammates? Are you a leader? So like just getting him to that, like forget the offense, just getting him into that next level mentally to
Mm,
become a leader, especially that he's gonna be a point guard when he goes to the college level,
yeah.
and just making him realize like it's bigger than putting the ball in the basket. Like, are you getting your bigs 3 easy layup? There you go.
say that again,
Yeah, good,
coach.
good. Yeah.
People don't realize, and I ain't mean
They
to
don't
cut
realize
you
that.
off
No, you
because
good.
this is so important.
Yeah. Great.
That's
Great.
all the college coaches were saying down in the top 100 camp. When are we going to get some New York City point guards back again? Because everybody
Yeah.
wants to score 40.
Everybody wants to score. And it's like, yo, and I told them in practice the other day, I said, you don't realize that you don't gotta score 20 and have a good game. You could touch the paint, get this person easy baskets, let the defense automatically focuses on you. So once you get everybody else involved and you get into the free throw line and you get your assists and you defend it and you get into the line, like all of that are the little things that showcases that you're an elite player, not just oh I had 20, I had 25, and he's really starting to understand that now in the preseason and playing in City is mine. So, and I also told him like the scouting report is the scouting report. If you think teams is coming in about to let you try to score 40, that's not happening. The whole
Yeah.
defense is going to shift. They're going to know your tendencies. Like it's a whole different level, which is great because when he goes to college, that's what it is. When,
Correct.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I even told him, I was like, if you like, 'cause, a lot of Catholic schools wanted him. Shout out to the Catholic League. You know what I'm saying? Um, a lot a lot of Catholic schools wanted him. And I say, yo, every night you could be on the scouting report. Everybody's gonna know what you do well, what side you go on. You gotta be ready for that. What's gonna be your counter? What you know what I'm saying? So like now he's starting to think about those things. And he saw it the first game at City is Mom versus St. Francis Prep, and he adjusted to that the second time. But we ain't gonna get that first game. We ain't gonna really get to that. Yeah, we ain't gonna get to that.
Yeah,
We threw
yeah.
that tape out, Coach.
Yeah, sit
Yeah.
practice prep and just
Yo, listen, man. Like I enjoyed that for my team because they needed that humbling, and
Yeah,
it motivated them to a whole like. Even for me, it motivated me because it's like, yeah, we gotta. Now it's time. The season's here. Y'all needed that because I'm not trying to lose. I'm not gonna lose like that again for the rest of the season. I
better
want them
than
to have
any
that
Rams
same
you could have
mindset.
had, Coach. Better than any Rams you could have had.
Oh man,
yeah, because when I walked in during that Holy Cross game, man, y'all gave 'em all they could take, man. And
yeah,
Coach Turner's definitely respect your program after that because I spoke to him and
yeah.
definitely, man,
Shout out
you
to
guys
Billy.
fight with the best. Yeah. So
Billy been
listen,
around. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I was talking to Billy before the game. Billy's been around 20 plus years. That's a veteran coach. That's a legend. That's a city champion. He's already got Holy Cross in the mix. I feel like they're gonna be in the Brooklyn Queens like championship or like you know what I'm saying? They're
They
like
got
looking like a
potential
Final
to be.
14.
Definitely.
So and one of his kids went to my middle school. Two of them, Jazzy and Steph Cox. So I wish them the best this year. But go ahead.
Nah, that's dope. We talking about body language, right?
Hmm.
Eric Kennedy said, even how you sit in the bench when you're not in the game, right? Coaches
Oh
watching
man,
everything.
everything.
I was down in South Carolina again, the NBPA top 100 camp, and a
Hmm.
kid, top 100 kid, 6'10", body grown man, he made a mistake on defense. No, on offense, was complaining to the refs, and he didn't run back on defense. I've watched NBA scouts show me his name on the list, one of 7 kids that they were watching,
Cross it out.
and crossed him out
That's it.
and said, "This kid will cost me my job." Not even college. We talking about an NBA scout,
Yeah.
Mhm. They don't
right?
realize, man.
And
Yeah,
he,
they don't
he don't
realize.
even realize. He had no idea what was going on. He just know he didn't get his way on offense, and he wasn't going to run down defense because the ref didn't call it his way,
Hmm.
right? And we know countless players that go through that. Um, do you I know you say you talk about to uh about those situations to your guys. How
Right.
important that from a coaching standpoint is that, and knowing that a kid could blow his whole future just off his body language.
I told him that today. I told him I was like, this is why like when things don't go y'all way in games, y'all start playing the way y'all do because it's like just because you ain't make 2 shots in a row or you turned it over or you missed a defensive assignment or you not getting the ball, it's not the end of the world. Like it's basketball, it's the next play. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? And like if the ball's not going through the net, figure it out on defense, figure it out on the offensive glass, figure it out setting somebody else up. And my biggest thing with these kids is just like your mannerisms matter, like in life in general. Just because things ain't going your way, the world don't need to know that. You know what I'm saying? Like just the next level with like working, like oh, it's not you having a bad day and you can't take it out on everybody. So like basketball really translates into the real world. And these kids, I try to teach them that throughout. And it's a process. I ain't even gonna lie, it's a process. Like it's they got way too much emotions into these things. And they're kids at the end of the day, and it's our job to teach them what it should look like and how it is, because we have the experience. But we just gotta do a better job in the city, just making sure like we're just holding kids to that high line with mannerisms. It's times I'm coaching and I'll tell a kid, forget a play, look at your mannerisms right now. You're not focused. Like you gotta sit for a second. And even running back to the bench, like you get subbed out, you walking back, you giving like a fake dab.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Like, like what's up with you? Like, oh my God, like nobody got time for that. And these college coaches, their job is on the line every single day. And that's why I told the kids, I said it's different with high school coach. Some high school coaches don't care. But like they've been coach, some coaches been coaching for 15 years and they just roll the ball out or whatever they do for practice and they're fine. College coaches, this is a day by day job. And if you come into their program and you got a nasty attitude or you can't take feedback, you're gone. But you're
So
not gone at the end of the year. You're gone before that. So
yeah, Coach, it's so true, and I feel like your experience and the way that you kind of tell it how it is refreshing because it's
Right.
true. I think that they don't realize that that happens all the time. Uh, I believe it's like the Purdue coach says, okay, it's cool to rank the top 100, 150, but what about 150 to 500? He's like, I'm just looking for kids who have the right attitude, want to work
Man.
hard, want to fit in the program, and just want to be into basketball and doing the right thing. So
Yeah.
if I could just tell you how many kids get crossed off the list, like Pooh said, for these mannerisms, but coach, you've been doing an awesome job. I think you're a great bridge between the PSAL and the Catholic League. I think because of your respect for both leagues. We've
Mhm.
talked about how much you're kind of emerging as a star. So I just wanted to tell you, Coach, keep going. Keep the pedal to the metal and keep those guys focused because you got
I
an amazing
appreciate it.
group, big time staff, and a big time year coming up.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
All right, before we get out of here, what is your non-league schedule looking like? Let's talk
So
about that before we get you out of here.
yeah, you mentioned it. Throw some big names out there, Coach.
I mean, I've been trying to get the games. I mean, I'm
Hold on, they
trying.
ducking, they ducking.
No, no, no.
Okay,
I
okay,
want to say
okay.
that a lot of the Catholic schools, like, they got that, they go away and stuff. We usually get like one or two Catholic schools, but we got Brandeis. Brandeis, I ain't gonna lie, Brandeis, yeah, yeah,
Brandeis is the new
yeah,
wave, y'all.
It's a
Listen,
hot name.
yeah,
Manhattan, Manhattan,
yeah.
they can put Manhattan on their back, right?
Yeah, they looking like they trying to go to. They look like they might be in the Final Four. Like the way
No,
they,
listen, they
yeah,
definitely got a chance, man. They definitely
yeah.
got a chance.
Shout out to and remember Brandeis was in the 3A, and that
Yeah,
was
right. I was
2 years.
gonna
I think
say.
last year was their first year 4A actually. Yeah, last year was their first year. We played them my second year. Had a good competitive game versus them. They beat us, and they moved up the next year. So we're supposed to play them in January and got them hoops. Right now, we're still working on it. It's been we're in Hirsch Classic. We got the Saturday game versus Campus Magnet. As of now, that's a 4A
Mm.
in Queens. We gonna go against Forest Hills and not a non-league, but we're gonna scrimmage Forest Hills. We scrimmage them every year. Shout out to Coach Rundown. But yeah, we're still working on it. Oh, we're in the Lachlan tournament. Shout out to Lachlan always. They don't have our game yet. So it's a few tournaments that we're in. We're gonna do Real Scout Nate Blue. Shout out to Nate Blue. And then we're gonna possibly travel in December around Christmas time. If not, we're probably gonna be in that Jordan Classic. So it's still all over the place. Hopefully we get all the games that we want. I'm probably missing one. I gotta just double check, but yeah,
Well, listen, coach. I'm very proud of you guys, man. Keep
appreciate it.
pushing, man. And yo, hit me up and let me know when I could come to the practice, man. Do this preseason
Yeah,
runs episode
yeah,
with you
for
guys.
sure, for sure. And y'all got Arbs next. Arbs beat me in '09, man. I'll never let that go. It's crazy how life works that, he's coming in after this and I played against him in '09. That was his early stages, like at CTK. I think he got there like '07, '08. And he definitely did his thing. And I think he got about 4 city championships since then. So it's crazy to see how like the basketball world revolves. So shout out to him and his CTK program, and that was our rival. Not no, it's not really a rivalry no more right now. But we gotta figure that out. Lachlan, we gotta figure it out. Purple and gold for life. We gotta figure it out. We gotta figure it out. But right now it's not the same
Oh
rivalry
man,
as
some of
before.
those Lion teams are unbelievable
Oh,
over
Listen,
the past
they
like
they they
15
they
years, man.
don't let me go back. Don't let me go back to this article. I'm gonna bring Coach Arms on in a few minutes.
yeah,
But I know he
man.
would like this, right? Hold on, because and you probably wasn't there during this time, but we don't want to go back, right?
Oh
Christ the King.
man. Yeah, that was the
Defeat.
year after. That was the year after I
Yeah.
graduated.
Yeah, they beat
Oh
us
man. Yeah.
78 to 63. Yeah, no
Shout out
doubt,
to
no doubt.
them, man.
But
Shout out
coach,
to
we
them.
appreciate you,
Yeah, I
man.
appreciate it
Thank
Keep doing
always.
what you do.
Appreciate y'all for real. Y'all doing y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to y'all, NYC prospects, and all the media outlets that's like really focusing in on these kids and giving them an outlet. Because when I played, we only had News 12 and High School Weekly once a week. And what y'all do every day, y'all every day with it, summertime, every day. And it's good for these kids, and they really look forward to y'all media outlets. So y'all keep doing y'all thing. We appreciate y'all, especially last year when y'all came to our program before everybody started coming,
That's right,
Once
Coach.
High School
Remember
Basketball
that.
Weekly, once we put the stamp on it, everybody's coming to check y'all. All right,
Yeah,
so
you
it's
know
all
that.
good.
I appreciate y'all.
All right, brother.
All right,
Be
have a
good,
good one.
Coach.
All right.
All right, all right. Now it's time to promote the camera of cameras, the
Get it going,
Xbox
baby.
Chameleon, baby. The Xbox Chameleon. Xbox is the ultimate. Xbox Go is the ultimate hands-free tracking and recording system for over 10 team sports, including soccer, basketball, football. One-tap setup, effortless streaming, live streaming. You can stream live on YouTube, Facebook, or any platform, and it gives you instant highlights. And it also can let you focus on one player. Coach, tell them about the practice situation, why this is important.
Of course, a lot of times, especially you're watching film and the camera will be trailing the ball and not really focused. This thing way more active, way more focused. You could go on one player, and focus on them. Get the feedback that you need, and you could. It really is a great tool. And like Pooh said, especially during practices, you could see everything, and the camera's way more active on the ball. It's a home run, and it's way faster than that other company, but we won't talk about it.
Yeah, we won't talk about it. And yo, B, I'm working right now to get you a camera as well. You know
Oh,
what I'm
I
saying?
need one,
So
man.
that'll
Oh,
be dope. Xbox Go, the only way to go when you're featuring or recording live sports. All right. Our next guest is coming on soon, right after this special message. All right, all right. That's Xbox Go. But listen, now our next guest is a New York City high school legendary head coach going into his 18th season.
wow.
Woo! As coach for one of the most prominent programs in New York City history. This program has had many All-Americans, McDonald All-Americans, college superstars, the NBA players that start on
Rose.
that hardwood floor at CTK. Going into CTK, you look at that floor, you're like, damn, this is like the old Boston Garden. You know what I'm saying? It's like
What about the
so
showcase they have? What about that
legendary.
showcase they have, man?
Legendary, bro. Legendary.
Unbelievable.
Both sides, girls and boys. You know what I'm saying? So tonight we got the boys coach. Please welcome to the show, Christ the King head coach, Joe Arbitello.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
How you
Coach,
doing,
yes.
coach? How you
Appreciate you
doing?
checking in on the transit, coach.
I'm doing. I got to do my job as principal. I got to go to Hershey Park. The seniors are up there on their senior trip, so I'm on my way. Can you guys hear me all right? I'm not
Yeah,
sure
no,
what
no,
the
we hear you
technology.
perfect. We hear you perfect. Yeah.
Perfect, coach. You're doing great. Don't even worry about the camera. We'll ask you questions. Um, I love that you're doing your principal thing. Coach, tell us about this. Tell us about the summer and the off season so far at TTK. You make that big run to end the year. You fall a little short. What's the message? What's life been like at TTK this off season?
I think it's just been our guys. First of all, they're laser focused. They're in the gym. I keep saying these are like throwback guys. You don't have to beg them to be in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I do very little with them. I just don't feel like they want to hear my mouth 12 months a year. So that when I'm able to get them in November, they can really, and I trust my assistants. It was funny, the coach you just had on, Coach Hamlet from I didn't even realize he was there. Like that guy, he was like an encyclopedia of the CHSAA since he played there and just basketball in general. You miss that with the young coaches. So I feel like it's my job with my younger coaches to allow them to go out and work with our guys, right? Like
Yeah.
you have to have faith and trust in them. So I'm there. I'm not going to say that I'm not there, but I'm not doing much. I'm just there. So I've liked what I've seen. I think guys are, we're bigger, we're stronger, we're faster, and we'll see what happens, when the season comes up.
Yeah, first of all, excuse me, Coach. I want to start off by saying congratulations to Johnny Magna, right? He just signed with LaSalle University, right?
Yep.
Tell us about Johnny Buckets and what he means to the program.
I mean, first of all, I was at homeroom with his mother since I'm 13 years old. I know his father since I'm 13. Great people, great family, smart people. Johnny's very smart. He's smart on the basketball court, and he's smart when it comes to, life. So him, LaSalle really, really wanted him. They've been on him. Like I said, it's the way Jay Wright was on Speedy when Speedy was at Hofstra. Like Jay Wright knew what Speedy was, and don't forget they weren't in the Atlantic 10. They were in that, whatever, the American East at that point. And we had Lamar, and we had Eric, and we had Ira Miller, and we had Kamal McQueen. But Jay Wright wanted Speedy Claxton because he saw it and he knew. And I feel like these LaSalle guys, they know, and they know that this guy is just scratching the surface right now, and he's really, really good. Smart, headsy kid who's an ultimate competitor and extremely nice and smart off the court. You can't ask for a better package. And his parents are just awesome people. Like I said, I know them since I'm 13 years old, and I might have had 2 basketball conversations with them since Johnny's been in my school. They just trust you to do the right thing by him. You don't get that in today's game.
Nah, he's one of my favorite players, man. One of my favorite guys out there.
Yeah, and definitely an A+ family, and it's like Coach said, it's great to see that. And Coach stole my thunder a little bit. I was going to ask about Magda, but let's go right to his backcourt mate in Juice, because he's a kid who I know that you're really high on, Coach, who you trust a lot, who you've been telling me how special he can be, and he really started to come on strong, especially during the playoffs. Talk about the kind of switch he made and how big he can be in the league this year and how important he is for you guys.
What's great about Juice is he really came on at the end of last year. I thought we had things really rolling until Johnny got hurt, right towards the end of the year, and Juice was leading us like a true point guard, like one of the greats in Christ the King, history. And then, he kind of had to put a little bit more on his shoulders, and he was only a sophomore, and he was leading our team on both ends of the floor. He's dynamic. He can get guys involved. He can beat you off the dribble, and he's improved his jump shot like no one's improved that jump shot. He is automatic right now if you leave him open. What's great about Juice is when he plays for us, he plays in that calm, get everybody involved kind of way. And then you see him on video at like Dykeman and these other places, and he's just doing stuff with the basketball that only people could hope they were able to do with the basketball. So it's actually entertaining. It's not entertaining when you're coaching him in high school, but it's entertaining to watch him do these things and just, how good he could be in that little street ball circuit and how entertaining he is, and then how he can turn the switch and become a leader and a guy who understands the game of basketball, and how to get people involved. And the ultimate point guards always sacrifice, right? They have to be guys that sacrifice their own scoring to get everybody involved. And I think he showed that he has it in him. He was great for us at the end of the year last year.
Yeah, man. He's been coming on strong. Especially during the summer, we get to see him play, and I know he's definitely going to be a leader this year. Coach, you're someone who's been around for a very long time and seen New York do its highs and lows. Well, I don't think it's never been on a low, but, people always talking about kids need to leave New York while they're in high school for better positioning for college, to see them and to get the love that they need around the country. What do you say about that?
I mean, I don't think that's true. Obviously, I think people look at that through one lens, and they look at it just through the basketball lens. But like, we don't know the situations of these kids, right? Like you don't know if that kid's in a bad situation at home, and we don't know. So going to some place where he's going to be able to dorm and kind of get away from that. You don't know if if he's living in a one bedroom. I mean, I had a kid that was living in a one bedroom with four family members. He had the opportunity to leave. He left, and I gave him my blessing. We like to say it's only about basketball, but New York City is a very difficult place to live. It is an expensive place to live, right? So, given the opportunity to kind of get away from that all, not getting on subway, not paying. I took my family to McDonald's the other day. It cost me $48 for 3 people. McDonald's used to be cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I own property in South Carolina. I take my family out for breakfast in South Carolina. It's $28. So I know that we look at it through one lens, but I think there's so many factors involved in that move that people don't talk about, and they water it down to just a basketball decision. So I don't think they need to leave to get looked at or to get scholarships, but some do have to leave to just better their life or be in a better situation.
Yeah, and that's quite frankly so. I was just basically talking about the basketball, because most people, a lot of these talking heads or people that's out here, the bad advice crew, as we call them, they're not even thinking about that part. They just focus on the basketball and saying the New York City basketball is down. And I'm like, how? When we got all these great players coming out every year.
It's just an excuse. Everybody's got to find an excuse to do something, right? Like, look at Boogie Flan, Ian Jackson. I mean, I had Raleigh, Coffee. Jose Alvarado seems to doing pretty well for himself right now. Cole Anthony, Moses Brown. Like, the list is endless. So it's just an excuse. These guys want control. It's hard to get control, especially from a New York City coach, because we're all pretty tough. And so they move them someplace else, and that they take advantage of the situation.
And Coach, over the years, I know you've seen the Catholic League have a lot of really high-level teams, and I think, while we do have a team like Stepanak ranked, in a lot of top 25s, I think we do have a lot of teams maybe in that 25 to 50, 50 to 70 range nationally, especially some years, But Coach, talk about the parity this season in your division of the Catholic League this year. I think it's going to be one of the best in a while. I think there's 4 or 5 teams, all who are legitimate. You guys have a lot coming back with Johnny and Juice and some other big pieces. But talk about some of the other programs who you think could be a threat, because Pooh and I have been around, a lot of teams this summer, and I think that your part of the division is going to be stacked.
Yeah, I mean, but look, every year, right? Since I've been coaching, it's always been 4 or 5 guys, and I think Coach you had on right before me said it right. Like, we have you guys now, and we got NYC prospects. We got guys that are shining a little bit more light on some of the teams that didn't, get light shined on them. But every year, like when Cole Anthony was there, it was Malloy, it was Christ the King, it was Bishop Loughlin those years, right? And it was Bavarian, like, there's always been 4 or 5 teams in Brooklyn, Queens that could actually win it. There was Holy Cross there, but they didn't get what they should have got from the media, because maybe they didn't have the big-time player. You guys, along with, the other outlets, like, you guys show love to everybody. It's the reason I said, like, I'm driving to Hershey, I'm going to get on the phone with you guys, because what you do for basketball in general is awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So, to me, I don't see the league as different as you guys see it. I see it like this every year. There's always 4 or 5 teams. You know, there's always 1 or 2 teams that can't win it, but there's always 4 or 5, man. Always.
Mm.
Coach, what's the hardest part of your job when you have so many kids? Everyone is so talented and wants to play, right? And you tell them to, stay patient and wait your turn. How hard is that for you as a coach, especially being around for so many years?
It's very hard. But if you have guys like Johnny and Juice who have been successful at it, and then Sky and Aaron right behind them, it makes it a little bit easier. So if your program is doing the right thing, and your kids are happy, that it becomes easier to be able to sell that product to the incoming freshman class, because they all want to play varsity, they all want to start on the varsity. And a lot of those high-level kids, there's a couple of schools that are a little down that they do offer them, starting spots on the varsity as freshmen. So that's the hardest part of my job, to try to get those kids continuously coming to Christ the King High School.
Yeah, and you do a great job of that, Coach. You guys have always been bringing in such talent. And like you said, it is hard with you guys because you guys do such a good job. And you've had to stick some incredible kids on the freshman teams and JV teams. I mean, Kion played freshman. I mean, you've had so many big names, play on those lower levels. But you hit on my question, who I've been dying to ask you about. Talk about Sky and talk about Aaron Ellis. How good can these 2 kids be?
Tough. Good
They're up next. You know what I mean? On most teams in New York City, they're the best player on the team.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of teams in New York City, so on most of them, they're the best players on the team. And I appreciate that they're willing to wait, and I appreciate that right now Johnny Magna's getting all the love, and there's no jealousy from them. They were the first ones to congratulate him.
Wow.
So I mean, Aaron and Sky, I don't know if you know them personally, but they are incredible kids. Forget about basketball players. They come from great families. That's the one thing I learned in my old age as a coach. Get kids from great families, and you'll be successful. Because those parents, they're smart, and they raised them the right way. Sky and Aaron are just 2 of the best kids I've ever coached in my life.
Wow.
And they're special ball players, man. Definitely special
they're great ball players. They're great kids. I'm telling you, they got the package. Whatever they decide they're going to do, they're going to be successful in life. Whatever it is. If they stay with basketball and they're good enough to play in the league, they're going to be successful. If they become doctors, lawyers, professionals, they are going to be very, very successful young men.
Mm. And I watched them transform their bodies over the years. Seeing them now, man. The guys look in shape. They're ready to go. They trimmed down, cut off a lot of the baby fat. What do you guys do for the guys to help them trim down? Even when I saw Dwayne Pierce and his transformation, right? You can see that you guys are doing something special there at Christ the King.
So we have our trainer that's on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We got an incredible weight room downstairs. Look, I'll tell you, I got every advantage in the world. We should be good, right? You come to Christ the King, you have an incredible weight room, you have an athletic trainer, you got a beautiful gym, you have a LeBron deal. I mean, I should be getting players. If I'm not, I should be fired. Let's be honest. So we have all those things, and then right up on the hill we have Chris Ole, who owns a CrossFit place that does hot yoga and things like that, and he takes a couple of our guys that need a little bit of body control. He's actually working with my niece right now, Josie, to slim down and kind of get fit for the season. So we really try to stay on top of that.
Yeah, she's tough, man. She's tough.
Now, Coach, over the years you've had some really, really impressive glue guys who have kind of gone under the radar. Some have even gone, Division I and been extremely successful. Who are maybe some of the guys who people aren't talking about at Christ the King, or guys who are flying under the radar who you think could maybe play at the next level?
I mean, I think you guys know the grandmother because she's everywhere. Makai Briscoe. Makai Briscoe, 6'3", 6'4", plays like he's 6'10".
Talking about Hoop Fam. She's yes,
Hoop Fam.
yes.
You know, it's the grandmother, but the grandson, he's trimmed down. He looks incredible. I keep fooling around asking him when he got muscles. He's got muscles. He's confident. He's he's a guy that people, they're going to be surprised. Like, who's this guy? We always get that every year. Like, who's this guy? Got another kid named Ben Masagi, whose mother was a big-time CHSA basketball player. She's actually in the Hall of Fame. And, he's a low-key kind of kid, but, before you know it, he just banged 3 threes and got 2 steals. And they're like, who is this kid? So, like, those 2 kids, I think, are under-the-radar guys that nobody's talking about. And I feel like if you put them on any team in New York City, they help your team somehow because they're great leaders. They just want to play basketball and they want to win. And when you have that in seniors, you're in the right direction. You're ready to do something special.
No, we had every week we have different Catholic school coaches, different PSL coaches, but something about you, the brotherhood over at the Catholic School League that, you guys pull for each other. Even though you guys competing against each other, you guys pull for each other, you guys root for each other. What is about the Catholic School League that, you guys like a bandhood of brothers over there, and sisters, with the different coaches that go on from the boys and girls side, but it seems like you guys are a tight-knit group when it comes to the Catholic School League as a whole.
I think it starts with the C, right? The Catholic in it. Like, we're all kind of faith-based. The one thing that when I travel, the one thing that surprises all the coaches outside of New York is that we actually sit down and make our own schedules. So, like, in other leagues, they don't do that. Like, the person that runs the league has to give them the schedule because there's so much animosity between the coaches.
Wow.
So, like, they're blown away by the fact that we have a meeting in May and we make the schedule and nobody's mad at each other. And, you pull for those A coaches and those B coaches. Like, it's not just the double A coaches that are together. It's kind of like we're all together in it. You know how many people try to get me and Pat Massaroni fighting with each other? You know how many people tell me, like, oh, this guy said this about you. He's trying to go after you. You got 6, he's got 4. And I'm like, there's no way. I talk to Pat every day. Like,
no, Pat got a lot of love. Pat got a lot of love for you guys.
But people tried, they tried a division. And I think with Joe Lodes or Mike McCleary or even with Billy, I feel like Billy's a little different nowadays coaching in the Catholic League with us. Like we just, I think we're all in it for the right reasons. I think we all like each other. And I think we all respect each other. Like, we all are in this together. We all have the same problems, whether you're at Prep, Holy Cross, or you're at Christ the King. Like, people thought, like, us and Lockman, when we were going at it, were rivals. I mean, Ed is the reason that TJ Curry had a scholarship to Marist. You know what I mean? Like, he beats him in the city championship, and this kid is and Ed's calling the Marist coach saying, "Yo, you need to take this kid." Like, what kind of a gentleman does that? Like, a great person does that. So I think there's things that people don't even know that we're just together. And look, when we're competing, it could get a little heated, right? 1 or 2 things said that somebody gets upset about, but it's talked about, it's handled, and we move on from it. So, I mean, I love coaching the CHSA, and I love the fraternity of it. I really do.
And you can feel that, Coach. I know how much this means to you, and whenever we talk, I can feel it. What advice would you give maybe a young coach in the Catholic League, maybe like you said in the B or the A, or maybe a young guy in the PSAL? What kind of advice would you give those coaches starting out, or maybe even coaches that are struggling early on?
I when I took over, right, I watched the great Mo Hicks, right? I watch Paul Gaveri. I got my inbounds plays from Paul. I watch how motivated his team. I watch Tiny. You know, people. I think the best thing you could do is to check your ego and look at those coaches that are really successful and see what makes them successful. And if you can take a little bit from all of them, instead of trying to like tear down Joe Arbitello, you know, maybe you just take a little bit of what he's doing because he's got a little success. Take a little bit from Pat and from Tim Phillips at Iona and see how it fits into your program, because there's a lot of knowledge walking around New York City. I was in the gym the other day and Tiny was in there. There was like 2 or 3 young coaches that didn't even know who Tiny was. How do you not know who Tiny is? Like, how do you not know him? Like, you don't deserve to coach basketball if you don't know who he is, in my opinion. You know, it's just, so I think the number one thing is, like, don't try to, like, tear down the people that are on top or say what they're doing wrong. Try to figure out the 1 or 2 things that they're doing really, really well that fits into your program. And I think you could be ultra successful by that.
Man, when it's all said and done, what do you want people to say about your legacy? Because you've given not only Christ the King a lot, you've given New York City a lot, man. And you know, what do you want your legacy to say once this is all said and done?
I don't really believe in that kind of stuff. If you want to know the truth, like, my legacy is Joe, is my son and my daughter and my family. That's my legacy. I mean, I'm coaching basketball. That's, you know, hey, he helped me. You know, if I got somebody into a tournament or I called for a kid, like, I hope that people say he's a good guy and he helped me out. He wasn't a selfish guy, because you have to push it forward. But my legacy lies in my family, man. Not in this basketball world. I'm sorry.
That's awesome.
No, it's a great answer, Coach. And, you know, Coach, I want to kind of flip it to you and give you a little bit, if you have something to add on to this. What do you think, you know, you mentioned the media and you gave us some flowers. What do you think we could do better to lift the Catholic League and, you know, the PSAL and upstate New York and Long Island? What could we kind of do to kind of enhance that and make basketball a little better?
Listen, I'm an old man. I'm 48 years old, right? You're lucky I was even able to sign into this thing. I think everything you guys are doing are wonderful. The social media stuff I see, like, I don't know what else you could do. Like, you better ask one of the young coaches about that, because I don't know. Like, I think the one thing that I see, and your guest prior to me said it, is that as a whole, there's a lot more eyes on New York City basketball. And the only way that happens is by what you guys are doing and what other outlets are doing. I know, like, NYC Prospects made us 11, and people are like, you should block them on Instagram. First of all, I don't even know how to block anybody on Instagram. Like, why would I do that? I love those guys. Like, like, that's their opinion. You can prove them wrong. I want to be one. I used to say this to Maurice Wingate. Like, I want to be one from the end of March to the beginning of November. That's it. If I'm one then, I won the whole thing. I'm good to. So, like, what the content, these podcasts that you guys are doing, like, I think it's tremendous, because I can't imagine you guys are making any money doing this right now. Like, if you are, God bless you. But I'm not thinking you're making $1 million and you're doing it, right? So how selfless is that? We should be asking you, how can we help you? Like, how can we make things easier for you?
That's great, man. You know, one of the reasons why we got into the space, I know myself, is because I would buy the paper looking for the high school sports, and there weren't any in there. And I was kind of late to the party, didn't realize that the news stopped covering the high school sports. And then I met Brian, and what he was doing was the selfless act within itself. And again, I'm a guy that come from the era where, you know, the paper covered us and MSG and all of those things. And it's not, and I think it's not fair for our kids not to have that right now, especially when you got people around the country saying that New York City is down there, and we seeing what we seeing. So we want to make sure that we highlight New York City and Long Island and upstate and all of New York and let them know that we still here and we ain't going nowhere. We the Mecca, baby.
And I think that's the beauty of you guys, right? Like, the beauty of you guys is that you're not just talking to Christ the King and Stepanak. I'm probably one of your last guests, right? You put so many people on. I watch it. Like, you bring in guys, first year coaches, like you do it the right way. You do it for the right reason. And NYC prospects is the same thing. Like, they're out there watching some team I never heard of play again. Like,
That's right.
It's unreal. Like, it's selfless acts. And you know, I get credit, right? I coach my team, we win, I get my name, and you know, I win a Coach of the Year award. Like, I get stuff out of it as an individual. You guys get nothing. You know what I mean? All you get is a good feeling that maybe you helped the kid get a college offer, or you help the team feel a little better about themselves. So, I mean, you guys got to keep doing what you're doing, and understand that the real coaches appreciate it. If you guys ranked me 100th in the state, I would still say the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, it is really, really great what you guys are doing.
We appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach. That means the world. And, you know, to be honest, a lot of people, you know bits and pieces of my story. But, you know, one of my first ever city experiences was at CTK. And Coach Arbitello opened that back door for me, let me in, you know, with all. And, I mean, I'm telling you, he let me in when it was an insane time. Raleigh Hawkins was around. He was busy. Everybody wanted Coach, right? But he still made time, let me in that door, and I saw some basketball that blew me away and had me hooked ever since. So, you know, that's why anything Coach ever needs, he knows he's good with me.
I appreciate that. I try to stay grounded, man, for real. Even when I was younger, it's easier now, but when I was younger, I remember winning my first game up at Hoop Hall, and I'm walking around, and all the big wig people in basketball, like, great job, Coach. It was on ESPN. We won the game, and I felt like I was Pat Riley. You know what I mean? And as you get older, you realize it doesn't really mean too much. You know, you want to help people, you want to make connections. Like, I've helped some people that are doing some really great things in basketball right now. I mean, the guy from the Sacramento Kings, I didn't realize, like, I helped him his first year, and he's moved his way up all the way to like one of the scouting positions at the Sacramento Kings. I'm like, oh, that is awesome, man. I'm so happy when people, like, you know them when they first started. Even those guys did 5 boroughs, you know, Zach and Dylan, and look how well all of them are doing now. It's really, it's great. It's great to see. I love when people are successful at what they do.
Well, man, that's coming full circle right there, Coach. You know, I just want to just put up on the screen for everybody else. I just want you to keep your eyes on the road, Coach. But this is for everybody else. We're going to go to that. I just put it up last. It's that 2014 championship.
First city chip.
Okay. That 2014.
What year is that?
It says Royals top Lockland 72-61 to win their 4th city title in 5 years.
I think 2014.
Yeah. That
you know what? That was a bittersweet win.
Yes, sir. And then I think we have the 2013 as well up here. Yep. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
So you love to see that that burgundy and gold shining in all those winning situations. And Coach, we want to say, man, thank you for taking your time to come on the show on the road. How far you got to go to your destination?
How much you got left?
I got like another hour and a half. It'll be all right. You guys took a good chunk of it away. I like that.
No, man, listen.
Well planned, Coach. Well planned.
Yeah.
It works. What's you guys' non-schedule looking like, Coach?
So it's a little crazy. because you know the chosen one, the LeBron James thing that they did at the Staples Center with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the chosen one is now going to be played at Christ.
Wow. At Christ the
Whoa.
King.
So that's going to be a huge event. Huge event.
Hold
Wow.
on.
Don't
Say
worry, I'll
that
have
again
seats there
because you kind
courtside
of
for
went
you
out.
guys,
I need
like we
people to
always
hear
do.
this. I need.
Well, you know that.
Can you repeat that again, Coach? Because you kind of went out of.
I got. Oh, I went out December 10th. It's called the Chosen One. They've been running it probably the last 5 years. You know, it's a huge Nike event. They're going to do it at Christ the King December 10th.
Wow.
It's going to be a show. And then we're playing in that Jordan. You know, we're playing in the Jordan brand.
Yeah.
We're playing. Oh boy, I think a team from Pennsylvania. They got the white kid that's really good. Cole. Can't think of the name of the school.
Coatesville.
Yeah, Coach. Yeah. We're playing them. Then we got 2 in Springfield, Mass. At the Hall of Fame. Arizona is the one game, and I don't know who the other game is against. We got. I'm going to play St. John's Prep. So, you know, those guys are always looking for a good game. So I'm going to play St. John's Prep, last game of the year, and then I got. We got Brook Eagle Bronx in Pat's event up at the county center.
Wow.
That's
So we always
tough.
load up. We always try to play tough games. You know, there's no reason to play easy games.
Yeah.
You got to be ready for March.
Definitely. And look, when we talked to the coaches, we talked about all these preseason games. Coaches like, yeah, this is like practice. Nobody wants to win now. Everybody wants to win in March.
I hate
Everybody wants to
preseason
win in March.
basketball. Everybody wants to beat us. You know, it's crazy because it's just, and it's disheartening the way we play. We're not organized. It's bad. You know, it's bad basketball. But you know what? Everything's a learning experience. So at least my guys know if we play the way we play in the preseason, we're going to lose every game. We're not good enough to play like that.
There you go. Well, Coach, we want to let you get out of here. Have safe travels, and you know, good luck towards the season, man. We definitely gonna be in the building as we always are. You know, give you guys love and highlight all the great things you guys do over there.
Yeah, we got to grab a slice, Coach. Thank you.
No problem. Next time you're down, let's do it. All right?
All right.
See you
All right,
soon,
guys.
Coach.
Thank you so much. I appreciate everything you do. Talk to you soon.
Thank
You're
you.
the best, Coach.
Man.
The legend, man. I mean,
The one and only. And he gives everybody love, man, right? You guys stop saying that Coach don't give you guys love and don't share the wealth. He was on here talking about Catholic school coaches, PSCL coaches, and giving up the love, man. So salute to Joe Arbitello, man.
Yeah, one of the all-time greats, Mount Rushmore guy in the Catholic League. And, you know, it's funny, like, you know, people have so many, you know, views of this guy, but he's such a great guy, you know, at heart, and he wants the best for people. And like he said, just wants to see people be successful, and what a successful guy, man. Talk about a guy who's gotten so many guys into college and just so impressive. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, even in the car, did a great job.
Listen, I gotta say, man, I gotta give up to all the coaches, man, when we talk about this basketball thing. And the first thing they mention is like, yo, this is basketball, right? The most important thing is family, right? You know, and that's true. I think sometimes coaches can take this thing a little bit too serious.
I agree.
You know, you want to kind of transform players' lives, but also at the end of the day, it's just a game. Right. Yeah. And if the kids are not doing it in the classroom, not becoming better people, then, you know, then that's when the failure comes in. Right?
Yeah. And this is why I think, you know, as much as you talk about the kids, and I'm with you, the kids then the prospects are so special. Some of the coaches that are in the leagues are really, really impressive in the area. There are guys, you know, like Coach Arbitello, you know, Coach T that is with Achievement First. I mean, these kids are so lucky to be coached by guys like this, and there's so many of them that we've had on the show. And that's why I think New York City's not down. It's going in the right direction. It's one of the best leagues, and areas to play in, clearly.
Hold on. I just got breaking news. Breaking news. It says 7-foot twins Darius and Adonis trimmed their list to 4
Top
schools.
4, baby.
Four schools: Alabama, Arkansas, Texas, and USC.
Man, between them dropping their 4 and Never Nervous Jervis dropping his top 5, committing the 5th of November, Stepanak is buzzing, man. Holy smokes. The Twins just got back from a USC visit, so pretty awesome they trimmed their list.
All right, so we talked about Jervis, right? We said we should go, right? It was strong between NC State and Michigan State.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think of
this? I said Michigan State, baby. Go to Michigan State. Go to Tom Izzo. You'll become a pro. The way Tom Izzo transformed players,
Man, that's a great fit, huh?
To the next level is awesome, right? You want to make that jump. And I know a lot of times these schools, these other schools are giving out a lot of money and all good money, all money is not good money. You want to go where somebody's going to develop you as a player and get you to get that really big bag up in the NBA.
I completely agree. Izzo is my favorite college coach. I
told him that. I got a chance to meet him at the NBPA this year.
That's so awesome, man.
My favorite college coach of all time. Yeah.
I ran into when I go to the Final Four, I run into every other guy except Izzo. It kills me every time. But I think that would be a great fit. But I'm telling you, man, I think Pitt has always kind of been in the mix, always been a dark horse. And NC State, man, Will Wade, the gangster himself. I mean, him and Andrew Slater, the GM, are a monster combo. They're gonna make a phenomenal offer to Mr. Jervis. We're gonna see. It's gonna come down to the wire with that one.
All right, so let's talk about the Twins. Do you think they should stay together?
Oh man, honestly, I would love to see them apart. I think that both of them are, they're each kind of player. They're each kind of entity. They're both fantastic. Do I think both of them could play together? No doubt. I think they'd be fantastic as a 4-5. But I also think they could be elite on their own as well. So I kind of would like to see them separate. I could end up seeing them together. But, man, whoever gets Adonis or Darius is going to be super happy, Pooh. Am I right? I mean,
all right. Yeah. So let's think about it. Arkansas, Alabama, Texas, USC. Where we going?
Man. How about this? I'll give you this. I think either they both go with Cal or one goes to USC and the other one goes to either Alabama or Arkansas. How about that?
I think they both go to Alabama.
Both to Bama?
I think both going to Bama.
Coach Nados would love that, Talk about a high school guy on the come up that'd be a monster fit, and the Twins in the SEC would be a problem, man. It's crazy. It's already here. There's seniors, Pooh, all of a sudden. All my future, high major is here. It's right around the corner.
Yeah, Eric Kennedy said the Champaign Twins are the only ones I know who separated. Most guys go, So, and look.
Listen, Dylan Perry right around the corner, Monmouth, Manhattan, a couple other schools. Someone's going to get a steal. I mean, the Stepanak guys are ready to commit, and I can't wait to see where these guys land. I mean, think about it. When was the last time you heard Michigan State in the mix for a New York kid?
Yeah.
I'm talking about in high school, too. I know Tyson Walker went there, but my Lord,
always had this thing about the Big Ten, like New York kids don't really fit in that style of play, but I think Josiah would fit perfect with Izzo.
They all want New York guards.
Izzo gets a lot of those Detroit kids, right? He knows how to shape them and mold them to get to the next level. And that's what it's about, right? Some way you could know I could come here and I could stay here, right? It's not like he got to go and bounce other places. He could go there, stay there, and become a pro at Michigan State.
No doubt. I mean, that might be the fit. That might be the play. I think NC State and Pitt would definitely be decent fits, but I think I'd probably defer to you, but I think Michigan State would be the ultimate kind of spot, And I like Tennessee too, but something about Michigan State and Jervis just seemed to make sense. No.
Oh, who passed with the did Theo Ratliff go to Alabama?
Well, they may be from that area. I don't know what college Theo Ratliff went to. That's a shame. I don't either.
Hold on, relax. You know I'm right here. He went to Wyoming.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought he went to a small school.
Right? He probably from.
Yeah, that's what I
He's
think.
from
He's thinking.
Alabama. He's from Alabama. He's from Alabama. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting, CK. You know, they definitely could be a fit down there. I know Calipari has been making a big push lately, and USC's obsessed with them. So, you know, that's a great four. And don't sleep on Texas. I mean, I know they like Texas too.
Yeah.
Texas
Look,
is one of the first schools they brought up in their recruitment. So
that may be a move too.
yeah, I mean, it'd be exciting. And I mean, talk about a day if a coach could land that. I mean, 2 top 40, 50 guys with NBA potential right away. I mean, you talk about how they looked in the border league. I mean, they were unstoppable, right?
Yeah. And look, how we begin the show talking about Johnny Magna making that move early on, and still got some time. I think this is awesome for him. So now he can just focus and play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And don't worry about nothing else. That cloud is not over his head anymore. Have to worry about.
And listen, when you get there, right? If something happens, then you worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, Pooh, like if you would have been a couple months out and Fairleigh Dickinson made a coaching change or something, then you embrace it. But you don't worry about
I would have been going after my first year. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now probably my sophomore year. I probably would have been gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But I'm saying I know you would have been able to adjust if they got
for sure,
before you got there.
Listen, he's a New York City kid, man. He's tough, right? Smart kid. Plays the right way, and I think no matter where he goes, well, now that he's going to LaSalle, no matter what position he's put in, I think he's going to succeed. So salute.
And I mean, how good is CTK going to be this year? Him and Juice and those two sophomores that I know you're high on, and I can't wait to see how they take the next step.
Me, I always say let's play those guards, man. Play those guards and let them run everybody crazy. That's it.
Yeah, man, I know. And they started playing them more and more. They got so much better throughout the year. I mean, Christ King, and like Coach Arbitello said, because he's competitive, and he is right. There always is a bunch of teams, but man, that division is stacked, man. Holy Cross is on the rise. We love the Terriers. I mean, Coach Irvin and Nazareth. I mean, every game in that league is going to be a slugfest.
Yeah, and the PSL been holding their own against the Captain School League. Of course, it's preseason, but it is good to see that they're holding their own and winning their fair share games. And let's see, can they do it throughout the year and see how that holds up, man, because, they're coming loaded, man. And me walking around the gym, hearing everybody talk about how good Achievement First is and their come up and their rise, being a young team in the league, New York City, it's just great, man. Great job.
Are they the school and program you're kind of hearing the most about in the
yeah, like to come up, them, Brandeis,
not even on the come up. I'm just saying in general. I mean, I gotta tell you, Pooh, Eagle Bronx has been filling up my newsfeed, man.
Listen, Eagle Bronx every year though, but this is every year. I'm not surprised. This is not a surprise for me, right?
Yeah,
you know what they're gonna come. You know what Coach Rose is gonna bring to the table. They got a team of guards who did just go at it and press you all day and make you compete. They're gonna run you up and down the court, and they're gonna push you to the limit. And when you think these guys are not able to rebound, they're boxing out and doing the right things to get those boards and to put pressure on the defense and offense. So, yeah.
Now, do you think that they have too many pieces, maybe, or do you think that Coach Rowe will be fine with what? I mean, he's got so much great stuff coming back. I mean, they've had so many new additions. And Pooh, I got to ask you too. Marbury leaving Lincoln. What do you think about that?
All right, so let me answer the first part. With Eagle Bronx having so many pieces, I think he does well with that. Coach Rose is a guards coach, right?
Yeah.
And if you look at most of his teams throughout the years, he's never really had any real bigs, right? Guards and small forwards, he put them out on the court and they scrap to win and they fight hard, right? But that move that shook up the internet the other day, with Christian Marbury leaving Lincoln to go to Canarsie. We showed up to Canarsie that day, me and Fa. We
Yeah.
went and did a
Talk
preseason run.
about it. Tell the people about it.
Listen, and I said this in the post, right? When I spoke to the kid and I said, "Yo, come here, nephew. Let me holler at you, man. Are you happy?" He looked at me and he smiled. He said, "Yes, I'm very happy and I'm where I want to be." I was like, "Yo, case closed, man." And then
Yeah.
you got to see them play and work together, right? So even before that, when I walk in the gym, him and Devin Clark is shooting free throws,
Yeah.
right? Together, you seeing that bond, and then seeing how him and PJ joking around and playing with each other, and all the other guys, how they welcome them to the team. Coach Jake Edwards has provided a great atmosphere and his coaches for him to come in and kind of put them in another position, right? They had a transfer, or they had got another transfer in Justin Rodriguez coming from the 3A, right? So even with Justin being there, he would have to make some kind of transition into the 4A because it's not going to be easy, and he's still making the transition. Whereas Christian, he's already battle tested in the 4A. He's been playing that 4A since he was a freshman and been doing well. And now he gets to play with, two Division I players, and Devin and PJ, and with the pieces behind them, around them, not including Boubacar Touré, who I think is definitely going to shake pieces up in that 4A conference in Brooklyn, where he's that piece that can guard a guard, big man, small forward, and match up well against Jada Swan, who's like the star of the PSL. So if you
Well, they
got
need
someone that could kind
every
of
team
match
needs
up,
a swan stopper, right? There's
you
somebody to
listen,
try
you're
it.
gonna have to have it. You're gonna
Yeah.
have to have it, or he's just gonna dog you.
I was
You
gonna
know,
say, when the move happened, I said that was maybe one of two places that would have worked for Marbury. Like you said, Coach Jake has such a family atmosphere, and guys like Devin Clark and PJ Singleton are such nice kids, and guys that have transferred there. You know what I mean? So they've already been through it. They can kind of help Marbury with the transition. But man, it blew my mind to see a Marbury leaving Lincoln. I'm sure Lincoln's got to be devastated on the other end, right?
yeah. I try to reach out to Coach, but I'm still waiting for her to hit me back.
Yeah.
But I spoke to Mom and I spoke to Dad, and they gave me their reasons why they made the move. Me having that close relationship with the family, you hearing some things during the summer, so I knew what might happen, but I didn't know what's going to happen, right? Because who's going to think of Marbury's going to leave Lincoln,
Yeah.
right?
Never.
And look, salute to Christian. He want to create his own path, and he want to create his own way. And listen, they move Canarsie up. They move now. Canarsie is a serious threat now, and they have other pieces that people are not
I
even
was gonna
talking
say
about.
it's another monster weapon, right? Another monster weapon that they could have.
It's going to be crazy.
Especially if Mr. Marbury plays like we know he's capable of, Like you've seen flashes where you're like, whoa, like this is what we want. If he could play like that and really help Canarsie, they're gonna be really tough to beat.
Devin, first of all, Devin Clark is going to be a monster this year, right?
Oh,
When you think about the PSL, and I didn't get a chance to see the other bigs, but I'm just talking about, seeing Hunter Frazier and Devin, right? Those are the two biggest guys and most skilled guys in that
two so
position.
skilled guys, like you said.
But
Super.
then you got PJ Singleton,
Yeah.
arguably, one of the best players in the city. You got Boubacar on the other end. You got, Justin Rodriguez. You got, Christian Marbury. Like, pick your poison.
Yeah, and they got
Pick your
some young
poison. And
guys,
then they
right?
got guys coming off the bench who's just gonna shock everyone who's
Yeah, I
ready
was
to
gonna
play.
say, they got some good young guys, right? They got the some other young guys that played last year.
Oh yeah, they're ready to play. So that puts them definitely over the top, man. Um, oh, he said Lincoln has to retire Stephon Marbury number 3. I agree. Right? Look, and they look, they got one more Marbury. They got Don Marbury's grandson still at Lincoln. He's about 6'4", could shoot. So maybe we'll hear his name come up this year. He's only a sophomore and he got some time. So hey, it's a lot, brother.
Hey, somebody always steps up at Lincoln, right? Somebody will
Always,
step
baby.
up.
Can't
Somebody
count
will
them
be the
out,
next
baby.
big
Can't count
sport.
our rail splitters out, man.
Shout out those rail splitters, baby.
No doubt, no doubt. Listen, next week, I'm once we get that phone call, I hit up. You know, what we talked about to start with our players coming up, as well, and you know, maybe we'll wait. If that doesn't happen, we'll push it back and do a few more
I'm
coaches.
ready for some 2-minute drill, baby. I can't wait.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. Yo, brother, listen, enjoy the rest of your Friday. I don't know what I'm doing this week. I don't know what I'm gonna be. So if y'all see me out there,
But I will be working my way towards the city's mind stuff coming up for sure.
oh for sure. Yo, listen, B, let me know. We'll pull up together. But yo, listen to this. Before we get out of here, we gotta say this right here. The biggest game of the year. The biggest. Pause. Game of the year. Crusader Day, baby. This is going to be monster right here.
Can you believe this is happening? You have been asking for this for how long?
2010. We was asked about this since last year, right?
They
2
stole
years
our
ago,
idea,
maybe 2 years ago.
They stole our idea,
Archbishop
but it is.
Stepinac versus Luha, baby. Y'all
Monster.
wanted it. Now y'all got it.
And listen, we've held that under the cap for a while, man. I heard about this a long time ago, and
Yes,
I
me
couldn't
too.
believe it.
And Coach just hit me up, so I know, and he put it out. So I said, now it's time to let the world know.
How exciting is that, man? That's going to be incredible. I mean, there's going to be multiple potential NBA players in that game.
That's going to be the game of the year. That's what we're going to put. Game of the year.
Yeah. I mean, we just saw a flash of Luhai missing some pieces, and boy, whew, they're going to be tough. And the Crusaders are going to be – the Crusaders have wanted this game for years, man. They want this.
Yes. And then, you know, December 7th, they have Stepinac versus Jefferson at the Westchester County Center. So
I can't wait for that, man.
we're going to have a busy year, fam. We're going to have a busy year.
Shout out Pop Films, baby.
Always, always. Hey, yo, listen, I had to show my guy some love. Salute to my guy, Tasha Rod, LT100 Graphics. Y'all need some graphics? Please check out my guy. He makes the, you know, some of the best graphics in the game. I have to show my guy 5 real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, show us some Pop Film.
Yeah. And then I told him, you know, we had to make one for you. He was like, yo, I know B. We gonna make it nice. We gonna make it nice. I was like, cool. So, you know, salute to my guy, 5 Films.
The best,
you know what I'm saying? Best cameraman in the business. And
Not
then,
even cool.
yeah, gotta show my guy B. Gotta show my guy B, man.
Come on.
He made the colors right, baby. He made the colors right. You know what I'm saying? No doubt.
Oh, Pooh, you always take care of me, man. It's hilarious.
Nah, you my brother, man. You my brother. We listen. We on to bigger and better things, man. Hey, listen, we about to be out of here. High School Basketball Weekly, the Coach's Corner, baby. The Brooklyn Queens Expressway Kings, baby. Episode.
Wild, man. Wild. The rivalry, the how much those two had in common was so incredible that we didn't even pick up on. Absolutely great episode, Pooh. Have a great Friday. Cannot wait till next week. Who's going to be on? Who's going to be the first player? We don't know, man. Better stay tuned.
Is it going to be you? You? Peace.